Revelations.Unveiled.Detroit.
And then, brother man, the information you said you had to show her. And this is, my channel is Revelations.Unveiled.Detroit. And the title came to mind after I had my interaction with our holy power, which was he restored me back to our identity. And when you said, for the part where you were showing her the information about the Hebrew Israelites and the conflict between her mom, was very striking, because she's actually of the Jewish world, or that sphere, due to her mom.
Right.
And you were helping her to understand, maybe in the context of color, who those people really were, right?
Right.
And I got to say, all praises to the Lord, and thank you for the pleasure, privilege, and honor, because I am an acknowledged Israelite. You know what I'm saying? When you tell like the brothers, you know, we still stuck on a religion thing instead of us reclaiming our identity, instead of being colored and black and Negro and Afro and African American and all the other pejoratives and bywords. So the material you were showing was to educate her. Did you learn anything yourself?
Oh, well, you know, I watch a lot of the debates on Sinetta TV. So I used to watch debates between the Israelites and Brother Polite and Brother Sanu. My brother from Detroit, Sinetta. Is his name Sinetta?
Yes. Sinetta TV.
I like the debate. So I learned a lot from those debates. And I watched Captain, Gorilla Hebrew, and Captain Tazariak.
Yes.
And then one of my boys I played with, Jamar Fletcher, but he changed his name Jamar Israel. He used to come over, and we used to, I used to, because I like studying religion. So he would break down his interpretation of the Bible and what it really meant. And so I had class with him probably for about 6 months. So yeah, I learned a lot. You know, me and my wife actually went to a couple of temple. You call them? Do they call them temples? I think they call them temples or mosques. We went to a couple meetings in Florida with the Hebrew Israelites a few times. So we went to service a couple times. So we were searching for our spiritual path. So we went to the Nation Islam. We went to the Hebrew Israelites. We went to Science of the Mind, just trying to figure out what works for us.
And the continuing irony, I just put out a piece last night, and if you watch Sarnetta TV, they have a brother on there, Garfield Reed.
I love Garfield. Brother be breaking it down.
The
Jamaican brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Garfield. I know you're talking about.
Now, it's another brother named Dante Fortson.
Oh, okay.
And so I guess Garfield was on the show, and the question was, if all these brothers in America keep saying that Hebrews were in Africa, how come when they got off the boat, they wasn't talking about they were Hebrews? And so the funny thing,
I got a breakdown on that now, because you know your boy in Kunta Kinte, they were saying Kumbaya, my Lord. Yeah.
You know what?
A lot of people don't catch that. My boy, my Hebrew brother put me up on that.
I'm going to put you on another thing on Kunta. he was saying kumbaya, right? But did you know Kunta was practicing Islam?
I know a lot of the slaves were Muslim. They don't talk about that either. They were educated Muslims. I know that.
Oh, bro.
I didn't know he was practicing Islam, no.
So, you know what? We just hit our hour mark. And we gonna keep it short, and that's in the spirit of the, attention deficit disorder brothers out there who can't watch a lot of TV. So we coming back, family, at your definite schedule and your pleasure, and we are gonna continue the exploration because we got to get now to your current wife. Okay. But just wrap it up in this vein. I just did a piece called Israelites in Africa. And it is in response to Garfield Reed. And I went back through various histories and articles. And I'm starting at 70 AD to show how the Israelites were running through the various parts of Africa, North Africa, Central Africa, and throughout the southern portions. Right. They were fleeing the Romans. They were ostracized or regarded as interlopers or invaders by the native Africans. And then the Mohammedans or the Ishmaelites. When Islam started, they invaded through Eastern Africa through war, captured and converted a lot of people. So, of the what we call black skin, you got Israelites who were fleeing the terror of the Romans. You have the native Africans or Hamites, and you have the black Ishmaelites who formulated Islam. So,
I never heard of the Ishmaelites. That's you the first person I've heard say that one.
Now, here's where it get deep. During the Dark Ages, those three bloodlines, Israelites, Ishmaelites, and Native Africans, are the ones who were in rulership in Europe, the Dark Ages, right? Now, in the interior of Africa.
Hold on. Are you saying Israelite when you say Israelite, are you talking about the Moors?
I'm about to tell you. Okay. The Moors simply means black.
Right.
So those black people that were Moors were black Mohammedans or Islamic practitioners and black Israelites. Now, the Islamic influence on Africa, when it started, it was a religion of war. You either convert or we're going to kill you, or you must pay tribute, right? So a lot of the native Africans converted, and a lot of the Israelites were converted. So you had Jews who were converted into Islam under the force of war, right? Now, when they became Islamic, even though I'm an Israelite, I'm a Muslim. You dig? So the Muslims forbid the Israelites to practice. But remember, Islam itself as a religion is just a recitation of the Holy Scripts anyway.
The Holy Script from the wall in Egypt, or are you talking about?
Right, no. The Bible is the collection of scrolls of the Israelite history. When they put them all together, it's a Bible, right? Muhammad, that's where he got the foundation of Islam. He studied under the Jews. Then he went back to the Arabs or Mecca and said there's only one God. His name is Allah. And his whole religion was based off the premises of Jews. You know, the prayer 5 times a day. Right. They used to face Jerusalem until they were rejected by the Jews. Now they pray to Mecca. When we rejected Muhammad, he started the holy war that exists to this day against us because we called his religion false. And if you look at the Quran, it speaks more of the children of Islam and the holy prophets than it does Muhammad. So all of that is part of understanding the prophecy of these religions you study. You said you went to Islam, the science of the mind. You can go to Egyptology. You can go to the Far East Indian religions. You can go to the Far East Asian religions and study their books. You're going to find our influence as Israelites in there because we were scattered into all nations. And we're the people who build global empires, starting with Egypt, through Assyria, through Babylon, through Persia, through Greece, through Rome. We have built all civilizations through our labor in captivity.
Right.
Now, the difference between our book and any other religious outline or determination is, one, our book is a book of prophecy, which means when Moses outlined those curses at the mountain, you sitting in them curses right now today. And if you know world history, when you read the curses, just like our book tells you, it'll be a sign and a wonder. So only the people who can see, when they read them curses and know world history, when they done with that book, they like, I'll be damned. That's us. Because the last curse is, you will be delivered back into Egypt on ships and be sold to your enemy as slaves. And you will be in that land until the Christ returns, right?
So we in Egypt right now, right? Because DC is actually a replica of Egypt.
Look on the back of your dollar bill.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah.
And when, Brother Dalton, when that revelation happened to me, you know, some of this stuff make you fall off the chair, especially when you find out you ain't a nigga or you not this, but you actually the people in the book. That's scary because now God really talking to you. Then when I looked on the back of the dollar bill, I'm like, I'll be damned. This is what Psalms 83 is, because everybody who holds a dollar bill in the world, which is the world standard of currency, they know that prophecy. And they telling you by putting it on your money who you are. The Lord will bring his people back into Egypt. And modern day Egypt, America, Babylon, is the world's greatest empire to date. And who built it?
We did.
The children of God.
Right.
And Jeremiah told you, you would lose your heritage. No, you would be disconnected. So for the last half a millennium, we've been in biblical prophecy, disconnected from our heritage for disobedience, scattered throughout the world on slave ships. That's what the diaspora is. So when they say diaspora and you hear that, they ain't talking about Africans or other black people. The diaspora is the scattered 12 tribes of the house of Israel. The transatlantic, sub-Saharan, Indian, and Silk Road slave trades are your current world history and biblical prophecy that's been unveiled to all these brothers you see popping up and understanding I'm Israel. You read the book, but only the people who the book was written for understand the song. And that's how I got 400 videos talking about we the people. So when you said in your presentation of information to your daughter, that's two avenues, which is just showing her Black Jews, right? But she's actually the Black Jew. You know what I'm saying? We are. So, like I said, the last presentation I just did was showing the migrations in the interior of Africa, the interactions with the native Africans and the Arabs, and then the Europeans, and then the fulfilling the prophecy, because the Arabs conducted military raids. The
Right.
Africans would corral us. The Arabs took us back to the Arabian Peninsula, and then the Arabs and the Africans sold us to the Europeans. So
Right.
when they say blacks sold blacks into slavery, that's true.
Right.
But it was Africans or Hamites and Ishmaelites
Ishmaelite.
selling Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are accounts when I was reading, if on the slave ship they found out it was one of those Arab or actual native African, they would release him, take his shackles off, and he would ride at the top of the boat and would be returned back because he wasn't an official captive. So it wasn't black. It was a specific group of people that they grabbed and sold and stole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe that because you see that picture, George Washington chopping down the cherry tree. I see the brother in the Moorish garment behind him. A lot of people think that's a slave, but that's not a slave in that picture.
Oh, bro. Now, the Moors. So you remember during the Renaissance period, those folks start coming back into rulership and running the Moors out of Europe. That was the rise of the Roman Catholic Church.
Okay.
Biblical prophecy tells you that was the beast coming out of the pit because they were dead in the Dark Ages. The rise of the Roman Empire is the birth of the new beast. So when you see all this stuff in Revelation and people freak out, no. The beast is the new religious governmental empire of the common era of history, the Roman Catholic Church. Right? Now, the Roman Catholic Church could not exist or create their new religion of Christianity as long as those black Jews were in Europe, because the Christianity is based off our records, right? But the Romans take all of their pagan religions and call it Christianity and color our prophets as theirs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can't grow the Catholic Church if those Hebrews or those Israelites are in the land, because they are professing the truth of the book. So when you read about the Inquisition in Europe, where the Catholic Church was going out and killing Christians, that was our people who were the Moors in Europe ruling. Now here's the trick bag. Islam was a creation of the Catholic Church, right? Remember, Muhammad's wife was rich and a Catholic supporter. So she was influencing him as he was developing his religion. So Islam and Catholicism are two parts of those mystery religions from the Babylonian tower, the Tower of Babel. Remember that story?
No, I gotta remember. I forgot.
Tower of Babel and Nimrod.
Yeah, Nimrod. Okay, yes.
Right. So when the angels came down and tore up the Tower of Babel, they confused the tongues or changed the languages of man and scattered the people. But those people always maintain that one world religion, that universal religion. And that's what Catholic means. So all the world's religions get along with Catholicism because it's simply the practice of the Babylonian tower system in a different tongue. So you can get Buddhism and Hinduism and Egyptology, all that can go together with Catholicism. That is, what do they call that in the book? Babylon the Great. Mystery Babylon. That's what the Roman Catholic Church is, Mystery Babylon. It incorporates all the world's religions into the one world religion headed by the false prophet, which is the Pope. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
They couldn't expand and come back into rulership in Europe as long as all those Hebrews was there. So the Inquisition was to run them out and kill them. They forced them out of Spain, Portugal, Germany, and France back into Africa, right? So those Romans was chasing Negroes back into Africa. Those Africans always seen us as invaders to their land, even though we intermarried with them, right? And the Mohammedans always had a holy war against us. So now we are on attack on 3 different fronts: Roman Catholic Church, Native Africans, and Islam. That is the tribulation period. That's in your book. Remember, we would go through tribulation. We've been in tribulation since 70 AD, kicked out of our homeland, running from country to country, continent to continent, killed, murdered, enslaved. We are the wandering people of the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, when you read Psalms 83 and you find out what the United Nations really means, you see the first 2 main characters are Esau and Ishmael. And Esau runs your Roman Catholic Church or the current empire, and Ishmael runs the other second world religion. So when I'm reading history, when I'm speaking to brothers like you, and I'm hearing terms, it's easy for me, right? Black is just a color.
Right.
I need a bloodline. Africa is a continent. I need a country.
Mm-hmm.
Islam is a religion. Tell me about the people. So when you broke that part down, I'm like, yes, the work I'm doing is for brothers like you or other brothers or new Israelites to have this information, to add to the information in addition to when you read it, right?
Right.
Because when I came out the book, like, oh my God, 40 years I'm in Christianity and I'm this and that. When the Lord talked to me, he like, Negro, you as an Israelite, you better get yourself together because it's going down. The book totally changed when you're a reader, but then the next day you actually a character. I'm reading about our people and I'm like, oh my God. And that's what the term is, oh my God, because you're awake. And every day, bro, you may hear the term fear of the Lord, but it's different when you wake up every day knowing you Israel in fear of the Lord, because you realize how wicked you've been all the years until you realize who you are. When we reading about what happened to us when we were with the heathen, and you reading the book, it's a real book because the book is talking to you like you scattered right now in the land of your enemy. You can have a conversation and your brothers will tell you they don't know who they are. They'll tell you they black or they this or that. It'll tell you your people will be oppressed and killed and murdered and hunted and hanged. And you reading the book and you living the life, and to be an actual child of prophecy, man, it changed my life. I ain't cussing and I ain't messing with women like that, and I didn't change my diet, and I'm following our holy days, and I'm speaking to the brothers and sisters different with the theme of love and growth and unity and educating us to who we are. And it's like, if I don't do this every day, the Lord gonna jump down and I'm just gonna bust in the flames. You know what I'm saying? So I've been ordained. And now I know when you read about the prophets and the Lord jumped down on them and say, all right, bro, I need you to do something. Man, them prophets backed up and got to stuttering and tap dancing and, Lord, you know I can't do this, and you know I'm this and that. And the Lord like, are you done? Okay, now say this, go here, do that, and write that down. And it's done. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no, well, I'm sleepy, I'm tired. Ain't none of that. You gonna do what the Lord tell you. So
right.
If you see my channel averaged 100 videos in a year. I'm up to almost 500 videos, and I started in 2018. And I couldn't tell you that I sat down to do that. I can just tell you that I got a channel, and it's a whole bunch of videos there, and I did it. But if I told you I did it, I couldn't even believe it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a lot of videos, 100 videos in a year.
400, I'll be hitting 500 probably before March. But every day in the awakening, all that information we were forbidden to read or were killed for trying to read, I read it. And because I know brothers don't like to read, I speak it. And I say, bruh, just go here and listen, and it will give you that information, that spirit, because there's too many of us that's lost. And if you read the book, it's like a little meter. Every time an Israelite wake up, that's an angel being sealed. And it comes one day where the last angel gets sealed, and then it's all hell gonna break off in the world. And we're looking at that every day, like, yeah, the Lord just opened the sixth seal with this damn global plague, which is gonna kill 25% of the people on the earth before it get done. And I don't care how many medical treatments and supplements they come out. Biblical prophecy, bruh. Seals and bowls are being opened, and you can see it. So that's how deep it is, and I'll be rambling, and you get to going on. And I got more content. We are the people of the book. When you read the book, you look it in the mirror. And that's why I put that world history on there, because our book is a history book. But we've been fooled into a religion. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when any brother for my own soul salvation that is affected, educated, increased, and he comes into his reality, that's like a credit for my own soul. And Negro, I got 43 Christmases I got to get off my soul. Thanksgiving, Mother's Day, all that pork I used to eat, all them cuss words I used to say, all that wickedness I used to do with them women. I got to save a soul to get that blood off me. Because if he call your number, you got that sin on you, bruh. It's a wrap. And he start with his own people first. Can't you tell? We be going through it, boy. And hey, don't they say we work, we struggle, we try to hold on just like a what? A Hebrew slave. Well, we are yet this day in our captivity. So, bro, you never know. It's been a pleasure. Of course, I'm gonna edit and cut some of this stuff out because I learned some new techniques and tricks.
Okay.
So, you got any parting words for this episode of We navigated relationships, love, fatherhood, colorism, racialism. And it was a lot. So, what's our parting words for our author, our world traveler, our father, our businessman, our entrepreneur?
Man, yeah, we hit on a bunch of subjects, you know, sex and relationships. But one thing I would say is be conscious about where you lay your phallus, because you are downloading whatever spirit that person you are engaging with. And I believe my ex-wife, pretty much the relationship she presented to me at one point in my life made me a sex addict, to the point that I needed, you know, like a drug. It was like it became a drug, because she would do whatever with whoever and whatever I wanted. And these women that she exposed me to, I had no idea their background or their spiritual upbringing. So I just say, be careful where you lay your phallus. I don't know just be careful you lay your phallus. Everybody you lay with is not for you. And it's not, you don't want to download, a faulty program, because it will affect you in the way you move.
Bruh, you breaking it down. You download that faulty program. That's how you get them bugs and that spyware.
Right, exactly.
That's how the whole program crash.
Exactly.
That's how you get hacked.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what she did. She hacked me.
Ooh.
I let me have whatever I wanted to whoever I wanted, because as long as she can handle it, because she can stay around long enough to get that check.
And letting the young brothers know the penalties of excess.
Yes.
Just because I can.
Yeah. What Nas call it? Nas call it King's disease.
King's disease.
King's disease.
King's disease. Okay.
Access to everything don't mean you need to indulge in it because you have access to it.
Everything. What does it say?
Everything glitter, not gold.
There it is. And just because it looks sweet don't mean it's good for you.
Right.
So, all right, brother Dalton. Of course, we will be getting together again.
Okay.
It has been a definite pleasure. We got a lot of content, bro. So this will be coming to the family soon, within the next 48 hours, in part or parcel. And we thank you, family. Let's get this. Let's get our screen back up here. We have our organization, JELLYROLL.giftoflife.org. We have a book, Who the Hell Are We? And you did say you were working on another piece, right?
Yeah, the Coolie project. So what I'm trying to do, finally, I decided to go back home and just ignore the haters and try to reopen up my high school and offer and try to trying to bring some programming, like job programming, financial literacy, and a lot of things schools don't teach kids. We want to have a lot of programs to educate our youth so they can make good decisions and, you know, don't start behind the 8 ball like I did. You know, I had to learn everything as I got older. Give you that knowledge and break it down to you early so you can make good decisions early. As a young man, instead of waiting to be an old man and dealing with the consequences of what you did in the past.
Well, you see it, family. A native Detroiter, living, learning, and loving. You have any current projects going on in your part of the woods?
Right now, I'm just fundraising for my General Gift of Life. Kidney disease is rabid in the Black community, and a lot of it is obesity, high blood pressure, and diabetes. Like I said, I traveled while I had diabetes, and all the clinics I went to, 85% of the people look like me. So kidney disease is a Black disease. They don't tell you that. And the reason that we die from it because most of us don't believe in donating our organs when we die. We think we're going to take them to heaven. And so I'm trying to teach people to be preventative, to save their kidneys before it get bad and show them early signs of kidney disease. But if you do have kidney disease and you can't afford the medications, which are $400 a month for the rest of your life, we're raising money to help combat those out-of-pocket expenses and pay for your medications when your number is called to get that transplant. A lot of people don't get transplants because they can't afford the medication. So they be on dialysis for the rest of their life because most of us, a lot of people on fixed income, they just can't afford an extra $400 a month. So we help he helping folks pay for those medications and get a transplant so they can have a normal life again.
All praises, brother, and we will continue to explore those avenues on our next meet. Family, thank you for joining us. Lord willing, we will be returning with the vigor, the energy, the vitality, the endurance, and perseverance. So, on that note, and until we are together again, I love you. I love you. I love you. To be continued. Revelations.Unveiled.Detroit.